of deep darkness, a light has dawned. We have one more from the family, grandson, Jerry Noel.
This is really hard. But I knew that I had to say it. It was in my heart. That's all I know. I'm going to do my best to share it. Arthur Gordon Brenckle. I knew him as Grandpa Gordon. He taught me how to hunt. He gave me my first set of tools and my first pocket knife. Showed me how to use it. He gave me my first job working out on the farm. He even gave me my first truck, although it didn't run. He always had a way with machines, And one day he asked me to move the old Dodge Ram. I must have tried for a half hour to start that thing. I just couldn't get it going. So Grandpa came out, he tapped the bumper with his cane, pulled himself up in, and he turned the key and it started right up. It's like, what the heck, you know? He was a character through and through. He had a special smile and a special wave, and he always had a story to tell. He had his own way of doing things, and he always seemed to know what he was doing. There was just something that set him apart. He was a dreamer, and always so full of life. Yes, he was a stubborn man and rough sometimes, especially when you messed with his family or his stuff. But he was also a very kind and loving man. He enjoyed nature and always found peace in watching the birds and fishing, or just tooling around on the farm. He loved to make a waitress blush by tipping her with a ring made from a $1 bill. Not sure how Grandma put up with it, but it always made people smile. As we all know, he loved his junk, at least that's what it appeared to be. But that was Grandpa's treasure, things he accumulated throughout a long and amazing lifetime, that each carried a special story and memory for him. Everything on the farm was so overgrown and covered with rust, but he knew where things were, and he could always see its usefulness or beauty. But his most precious treasure truly was his family. He always seemed happiest when he was surrounded by those he loved. He affected all of our hearts in a unique way, and loved by everyone that got to know him. He wore so many hats throughout his lifetime. He served in the military. He taught as a college professor. He was a farmer, and a logger, and a minister. But most importantly, he was a husband, and a father, and a grandpa. He was always honest, never afraid to be himself. He was a strong and honorable man who walked in God's grace. He was fiercely proud of his family and maintained his dignity no matter what life had given him. He wasn't perfect in the sense of doing everything right, but he was always perfect at being himself. He is the greatest man I've ever known. We'll all miss you deeply, and we'll carry your memories and wisdom with us for the rest of our lives.
You're happy?
That's it.
We have gathered the choir of this congregation at the family's request for this song Blind Free by Don Besser. When you've lived nearly 85 years, there is far more to be said about your life than can be captured in the few short minutes we have here today. As minister of this church, it is my privilege and my honor to walk with families in their time of grief, to hear their stories and to help to honor the lives of those they have loved and lost. But I am new here. And many of you, not just this family, but those in the pews today, have known Gordon far longer than I have been alive. And so this afternoon, as we honor the life of this incredible man, a man who lived life fully in all that he did, I want you to know that the family has asked that we set aside time for you to share your stories as well. A time to tell the stories that we have missed and must be told, to celebrate the life of Gordon Brenckle and the lives that he has touched. Arthur Gordon Brenckle was born June 18, 1929 in Fargo, North Dakota, to Arthur F. and Vivian M. Brenckle, the third of 6 children. The 20s had been good years for farmers in the Dakotas, and the previous year's crop of wheat was one for the record books. But 1929 was a year that changed everything, and especially for agricultural families like Gordon's in the Midwest. The years of his childhood, as already been spoken to, were ones of struggle for the family, a kind of struggle that might have broken a lesser man, but instead would bring out the strongest and most entrepreneurial in Gordon Brenckle. A kind of strength and ingenuity that he would make sure to pass on to each and every one of his children when it was his time to raise them up. Indeed, it can be said that Gordon was the kind of no-nonsense man who would look for the value in any situation, but put up with little that kept him from living life fully. He lived on his own terms and as best he could to take care of the family he loved so deeply. I only got a chance to know Gordon these last few months as I have joined this church and begun serving here, but I felt like I got a window into him when I went to visit him at Life Care not long ago.